Coming up next, I'm going to introduce you to a new perfume that came out just recently in 2023 that I gotta say has kind of really blown me away. I'm totally shocked. It was given to me as a gift. I wasn't expecting much. It's a compliment getter. It smells great, it lasts long, and it's one of the better fragrances I've put on my skin that's come out this year. Find out what it is coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. Joel the Nose. Okay, today's video is about a perfume house, which, to be honest with you, I had never smelled before. I've heard about it. I've heard different things that they make really good fragrances that kind of resemble other fragrances. I wouldn't call, I'm not calling it like a dupe house or something like that because I don't know enough about them. But it is a Middle Eastern house. It was founded apparently in 1970, and the house is Haramain. Haramain, here's the box that I have. And the fragrance that I'm talking about today that I gotta say has completely blown me away is Amber Oud Black Edition. Now I also have Amber Oud, the regular, I guess, original edition, but I have this Amber Oud Black Edition 100 milliliter bottle. Take a look at this thing. First of all, the bottle is very, very substantial. It is like, this thing feels like a weapon. It's, I mean, a rectangle with the gold front. You have kind of like a, almost like a, I don't know, it's not black, but it's like a kind of really dark blue back where you can see the juice. You have a very substantial cap here, and it fits on nice and snug. Listen, nice click there. So I think the presentation is excellent. You can see the box here. Again, nice presentation. It sits in, opens up like that, fits in right here. So excellent presentation, excellent bottle, very weighty, just got some good design details. You can see like a little cutout up here, a cutout at the other side. Just, I think very, very well designed. As someone who is an artist myself, as a painter, a photographer, I like when things are well designed. This is well designed, but that only goes so far. The juice has got to be good, right? So let me give you a little backstory on this. This was given to me a few months ago by none other than Jeremy Fragrance when he was in Miami a few months ago, and we hung out for a little bit, and he gave me this because he was traveling back to Germany and he had all these perfumes. He couldn't take everything with him, so he gave me some of his stuff. And so he gave me this, again, I'm sure I'm butchering it. I'm sure I'm butchering the name. And so, you know, don't go crazy. Haramain. And this one, again, he gave it to me. And I gotta say, the first one I tried was the original, which was the Amber Oud. And this one I also really like, by the way. If you like that Herba Pura vibe, Herba Pura, Herba Gold vibe, this is right up your alley. It's fruity, it's spicy, it's long lasting. This fragrance is really good. I'll talk about this probably in another video, but the one I wanted to talk about today again is the Black Edition. And when I first smelled this, I gotta say, it blew me away. Now, I've heard people compare it to maybe some Tom Ford fragrances or maybe Parfums de Marly Layton. I can see those kind of comparisons. And let me spray it here. First of all, look at that, good sprayer. This is a fragrance, I put it on now. I've worn it probably 10 times in the last couple months. And I'd say probably 3 out of those 10 times I've gotten a compliment on this. This quickly will become probably one of my big compliment getting fragrances if I continue to wear it and put it out there so people can smell it. It'll probably be in a video in the near future talking about compliment getters. But it starts out this wonderful kind of like lavender. In fact, let me put it on my skin here, just so you guys can, you know, see the realistic impression. Yeah, it starts out with this kind of like lavender, grapefruit, but it's not overly citrus. When I first saw the note breakdown, I thought, oh, this is going to be kind of very typical. But it's more darker, and there's a cardamom at the top that gives it some spiciness. But it definitely is not something that, this is not a light fragrance. This has got depth. This has got real kind of just real, how do I say this, character to it. And as it dries down, it really kind of changes. There's a lot of composition to this fragrance. There's a lot of uniqueness to this fragrance as far as how it breaks down and goes down. Again, it may be smelling like other fragrances. I get that. I understand some of the comparisons to other fragrances, but this is wonderful. Right off the bat, also I get a leather note. I get some ambery warmth, almost Oriental-esque type smell, or Oriental type fragrance. Just, I gotta say, really, this is a really good fragrance. And whenever I wear it, I get at least 10 hours on my skin. 10 hours. I get 10 to 12 hours. So it lasts a long time. I get compliments. It gives me a certain confidence. This is one of those fragrances, you know, when you know other people like it and you know you like it yourself, so it's like the double whammy. That kind of fragrance gives you confidence. It's a little bit spicy, it's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit fruity. I think there's some orange blossom in there. That orange blossom kind of gives it that little bit of a spicy fruitiness. White flower, white floral, which can be sexy, which can be a tad animalic sometimes. But there is some ambergris also here in the bottom. Ambergris, one of my favorite notes that I use in my own fragrances. It's great for a fixative, which means, you know, it helps bring out the best in other notes while also helping as far as the performance and how long it lasts in your skin, but it also gives it a little bit of that, not overtly, but a little bit of that sexy animalic quality. Not as much as something as, say, civet or castoreum, but ambergris to me is a little bit more milder, a little bit more neutral, but still gives it a little bit of that edge, a little bit of that biting edge that gives it some just pure sexiness. Yeah, wow. Just a really, really good fragrance. And again, this was gifted to me by Jeremy. And I gotta say, I have to really thank him, because when I got it, I'm like, okay. I knew a little bit about the house. Now I know definitely a little bit more. I've got a couple of fragrances. Like I said, I have Amber Oud, which, by the way, check it out if you really like that kind of, kind of herba purist, almost, just fruity vibe, which has been so popular in the last few years. You got to check that out. But musk, almost a little bit like Musk Therapy, also reminds me a little bit of Initio's Musk Therapy. But this Black Edition, man, this is a winner. Again, I like bringing fragrances to you guys that maybe you haven't tried, that may be a little bit different to your, what you can experience in wherever you live. And this one is, check it out. Again, Al Haramain, Amber Oud. You can check out their website, go to their website, see what they're all about. See, I don't know if you can get samples. Again, I don't have a ton of information about them because it's not something that, again, that I smell all the time. This was a gift, but I thought I got to do a video on this because this is a fragrance that has really, really stood out for me in a way that I didn't think it would. I just thought I was getting a gifted fragrance that was like, okay, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't, but I really, really like it, and it's become one of the ones that's in my heavy weekly rotation. All right, I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you as always for watching, guys. Thank you for all your support. And check out this fragrance. Check out, again, Amber Oud Black Edition or the Amber Oud, the original. I think you guys will like it. They're good fragrances. Talk to you soon. Be back later. Peace, love, and perfume.